Welcome to rSlash Am I the Butthole, where OP discovers that her older sister is making adult videos. Am I the butthole for telling my sister I will never accept her or her life choices? I'm a 16-year-old girl. I have a half-sister who's 29 from my mother's first marriage. We had a good relationship given the age difference. A few months ago, it came out that she was an adult actress. Her biological dad disowned her, which made my mom super protective of her. My mom made my sister out to be this brave, amazing person. I didn't say anything, even when they would have casual conversations about her work at the dinner table. Someone from my school found out about a week ago, and her videos have been sent around. I'm not going into details of what's been happening, but I've lost friends and I was forced to delete all my social media. I've been staying in my room mostly, and I haven't been able to even look at my sister. My sister didn't know that any of this was going on until tonight. The mom of one of my remaining friends reached out to my mom to ask about everything. I don't know what was said over the phone, but I heard my mom yelling at me to come down to the living room. Then she called my stepsister and my stepdad for a family meeting. Long story short, my mom is angry at me for not defending my sister. Yo, what? And she wants me to reopen my TikTok account to make a public message defending my sister and name-shaming basically most of my school. I know this will make things worse, and I told her so. My sister was quite upset, so she asked me why I was ashamed of her and demanded that I explain why I couldn't support her. I was so angry at this stage. I screamed at my sister that this was all her fault and I will never support her or her life choices. And I wish that she wasn't my sister because my life has been hell, yet she has the nerve to play victim. It got really heated to the point where my dad walked me to my room and told me to stay there. My mom came in later, took my phone, and told me to pack my stuff up because I'd be staying with my aunt, my dad's sister, for the foreseeable future because she can't stand to be around me right now. Yo, what am I reading? I can hear them all in my sister's room. My sister is crying and my mom is comforting her. Yo, what on earth? What is with this family? Okay, if the older sister wants to do adult content, then that's her prerogative. You know, it's her life, if that's what she wants to do, then fine. But why is this family expecting a 16-year-old girl to defend this woman's choices? OP is a minor, she's a child, and she's being bullied because of her sister's actions. I mean, what are we talking about? Is this a hot take? Is this controversial? Am I going to get canceled by saying that 16-year-old girls shouldn't be publicly defending adult content on social media? Legally, OP isn't even allowed to be watching it. And then the family's gonna punish you because you got bullied and you didn't stand up to the bullies enough? Oh my god. And then disown you effectively. Tell you that you can't even live in your own house because you're not defending your sister? Yo, OP, your mother is seriously screwed up in the head. She is a mega butthole. Look, I can appreciate that she's supporting your older sister, but what about you? What about supporting you? You're a literal child, and it's her responsibility to support you. Does the mom here deserve 5 out of 5 buttholes? I think she actually does. Because she's showing blatant favoritism, she's bullying a bullying victim, and she's kicking a child out of her house. For what? For getting upset at her aunt for inadvertently ruining her high school experience, essentially? OP, I'm super on your side here. I'm getting a little flustered from this post, to be honest. Do I have to point out the hypocrisy of, how do I even, oh God, I'm frustrated. Okay, the mother has a daughter who was disowned, and the mother is saying, oh, it's so brave of you for being disowned. I can't believe you were disowned. Then the mother is disowning her other daughter for not sticking up for her other disowned daughter. The favoritism, the hypocrisy in this post is just blowing my mind. Yeah, I'm giving the mother here 5 out of 5 buttholes. I'm also giving the sister 3 out of 5 buttholes because she's upset at you for some reason for not defending her. Give me a break, man. Okay, OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. Maybe you should stay with your aunt because the rest of your family sounds toxic. I can't really say where the dad lands on this. It's not really clear if he's on OP's side or if he's on the mom/the sister side. So I'm going to refrain from giving the dad a butthole score here. Oh, wait, there's an update. My dad came into my room last night to give me back my phone, and we ended up talking about everything, and I reopened my socials to show him what I've been dealing with and told him about what my mother said, and he got super angry about it. Yo, what? Did the mom just disown OP without even consulting her biological father about it? Yo, this is messed up. Guys, I'm getting angry. This post is making me angry. Okay. My parents have been fighting nonstop since about 6 a.m., which is scary because I've never heard my dad yell before. Basically, he told my mom that if anyone is leaving, it's going to be her and her daughter because he's sick of her ruining everyone's relationships and lives over my sister's career. I think I heard him say that he has stuff to do at work, but I did clearly hear him say that he wants a divorce. I don't know if that was the heat of the moment or if he's serious though. My sister came into my room telling me this was all my fault. Yo, what? This is all OP's fault? Okay, calm down, Dabney. And I'm a disgusting person with internalized misogyny. She said that I should have come to her and she would have helped me deal with it by some stupid comebacks that I've seen people also mention in the comments. I told my sister that this was all her fault because everything leads back to her, and unlike our mom, I'm not going to enable her or lie to her about the reality of the situation and what I'm going through, because it's her fault and I'm probably going to have to move schools. She told me that she'll talk to me when I'm mature enough to have an adult conversation and live in the real world. I told my sister when I leave this house, I will never speak to her and our mother ever again. My sister left the room in a huff, and I heard her downstairs screaming at my dad. I locked the door and blasted my music so I couldn't hear anymore. I didn't dare open the door when my mother demanded to speak to me. As of now, my mother and sister are out of the house. My parents agreed that me and my dad will go to my aunt's for a week so everyone can cool down. My dad said that he might just look for a permanent place near his sister for me and him, but again, he's angry, so who knows. I might update in a few weeks if something happens, but I do know that my relationship with my sister, and especially my mother, will never be okay again. Okay, I now have a very clear butthole score for the father. Your dad deserves 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm also going to increase the sister's butthole score to 4 out of 5 buttholes. Look, the reality here is very simple. If your sister wants to live that lifestyle, then she has every right to do so. However, she has to understand that if you make those choices, then those choices can affect other people, which unfortunately happened here. Anyway, sorry I got flustered here. This is just... I cannot believe the overwhelming hypocrisy of this mother to disown someone after getting so upset about their kid being disowned, and then to expect a 16-year-old minor to defend adult actresses. Give me a break! Give me a break! Am I the butthole for leaving a family vacation early because my husband and I were expected to sleep in different beds? For my 58-year-old father-in-law's birthday this year, my mother-in-law, who's 57, planned a week-long trip with their 4 kids. They rented out a nice house near the beach, and then, OP writes in all bold, the cost for the Airbnb was split equally between the attending couples. I'm a 29-year-old man and my husband is 31. Aha, there we go. Now the mystery starts to unravel. OP is in a gay marriage. Okay. We drove down there this week, and when we arrived in our room, we were surprised to find 2 single beds. At first we shrugged it off and figured that we could simply push them against each other, but we quickly found out that the headboards of the beds were drilled to the wall. I asked my mother-in-law why she had chosen a house that didn't have enough double beds to hold all the couples that were invited, and she told me to stop making a fuss because it wasn't that big of a deal. I then asked why she hadn't mentioned it beforehand, and she rolled her eyes at me, saying that I was overdramatic, a walking stereotype, and that me not clinging to her son for a little while might be for the best. Considering that she made some borderline homophobic comments in the past, she claims they're jokes. I was quite uncomfortable, and based on her remarks, I felt like she had given the room with the single beds to the only gay couple on purpose. I said that if it wasn't that big of a deal, then surely she and her husband would be happy to switch rooms with us. But she once again told me that I should quit making a fuss and walked away from the conversation. Afterwards, my husband tried talking to his mother, but he wasn't any more successful than I'd been. By then, I was reaching my breaking point, so I asked my husband if he would like to spend our vacation at a hotel. After all, we'd both taken the week off work anyways. He agreed, and we booked a room at a hotel a few towns away. My mother-in-law has accused us of ruining her husband's birthday and dividing the family because 2 of my husband's siblings support our decision. My in-laws and the last sibling have been texting me, calling me a butthole for turning my husband against his family and egotistically manipulating the vacation. OP, obviously what you did here was super reasonable. This was very obvious, clear, cut and dry homophobia, and you were just standing up for your marriage. Honestly, I think you kind of took the high road when you didn't need to because, you paid for this house, right? How come you pay for, a quarter, a fifth of this house, and you have to just let other people use your money for the house? That's completely unfair to you. What you should have done was find a way to sleep there anyways. And if they're going to drill the headboards into the wall, then I guess your only option is to pull the mattresses off the bed frames and just drag them into whatever room there's enough room for 2 side-to-side twin beds so you can sleep together. Probably the living room, right? Because there's plenty of room in living rooms. Then, you and your husband could sleep together, and if that just happens to rub your romance into everyone else's nose, then I guess they'll have to get over it. Maybe next time they'll book you a bigger bed. OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving your mother-in-law 2.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for ditching my girlfriend at a 5K because I wanted a better time? I'm a 36-year-old man and my girlfriend is 31. We've been together for about 2 years now and we live together. About 9 months ago, I picked up running as a hobby and I've since grown quite fond of it. I currently run an average of 25 miles a week. A few months ago, I decided I wanted to try a 5K or a 10K, and after Googling, I found a 5K in my city that looked fun. I registered for it, paid the fee, and decided to start specifically training for it. I mentioned it in passing to my girlfriend that night, and she asked if she could come too. I was psyched about the idea of running a 5K with her and said yes, but I warned her that she would probably want to start training because I was going for a sub 27-minute time, which I thought would be tough for a complete beginner. She said that she would like to train with me, which, again, sounded fun. The next morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. for my run like I usually do, but my girlfriend wasn't up for it and told me she'd go later. This continued for a week, then 2 weeks. Then, finally, I managed to wake her up once for a run. She was miserable the entire time, and I basically didn't get any exercise. Last day, the day before the race, I asked her if she was really up for it, and she insisted that she was. She then told me that she would just skip gallop it like she used to do in her mile runs in middle school. I asked her to demonstrate what a skip gallop was, and she showed me this bizarre sidestepping gallop as if she had cats on her legs. I told her that it seemed like a really inefficient way to run, but she insisted that it always worked for her. Saturday was the day of the race, and right out of the gate, she utilized her skip gallop strategy. 2 minutes in, I realized that she was already completely gassed. She started asking me to wait so that we could walk together. I apologized, told her that I loved her, and then left her behind to finish the race. I ended up with a time of 26 minutes 43 seconds, beating my goal. After the race, I tried calling her, but she wouldn't pick up. When I made my way back to the car, I realized she'd left me. I took an Uber home, and right when I walked in the door, I was met with cry shrieking about how I ditched her. I tried to calm her down and explain that she kinda brought it on herself, but she wasn't interested whatsoever. Yesterday, she gave me the silent treatment all day. Do I deserve what I'm getting here? OP, your girlfriend invited herself, ignored all the training opportunities you gave her, and then got surprised when you did what you said you were going to do? OP, this is a red flag. You communicated your expectations to her super clearly, and she responded by completely flipping out on you. So you're not allowed to enjoy your hobbies on your own terms? You have to do your hobbies on her terms? What? OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving her 2.5 out of 5 buttholes. Am I the butthole for using my hearing aids to make someone look stupid? I'm an 18-year-old woman, and I have moderate hearing loss. I lost hearing over the years due to many ear-related incidents. I wear hearing aids to hear people talk sometimes, but I mainly use them at school. When I start each school year, I tell the teacher that I wear hearing aids, and they normally put me next to their desk so I can hear them without the use of my hearing aids. In one of my classes, there's this girl, Lily. Lily likes to yell at people to get them to come to her instead of her getting up to talk to them. No matter who tells her to stop, she won't. The teacher stopped trying to get her to stop a long time ago. In this class, we have to take notes. Lily missed a day, and the teacher told her to find someone with notes. No one near her wanted to give her notes, so she chose me. I was on the opposite side of the room, and she began yelling at me. She's been doing this all year long, and it was annoying. I didn't look at her. I just kept working on other schoolwork. I wasn't going to give her special treatment because she was lazy. To be clear, she has no mobility issues. She's just lazy. She kept getting louder and more frustrated that I wasn't going to her. She yelled at me for 10 minutes before she stood up and walked over to me. She was very mad at me and kept saying that it was stupid that I didn't go to her and that she shouldn't have to stand up. She very loudly asked, "What, are you deaf?" The entire class was watching us. I had no idea where the teacher was during this. I slowly turned to her before taking out the case that has my hearing aids in it and then made a show of putting them in. I then very loudly asked her, "What?" She got very red in the face and then turned around and walked back to her seat. No one in that class knew that I wore hearing aids because my hair covers them. My sister said that it was mean of me to do that to her because she didn't know and I wasn't wearing my hearing aids and I could hear her because she was very loud. So, am I the butthole? OP, your sister said that you're the butthole for doing what exactly? For putting in your hearing aids? If you ask me, Lily embarrassed herself, so I'm on your side, OP. I'm giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes. I'm giving Lily 1 out of 5 buttholes. That was rSlash Am I the Butthole, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.